Hello, everyone. My name is Nisha, and with me is Zeno Doshi. We are your hosts of the Women We Watch in Tourism podcast series. We are really excited about launching this new series with 6 episodes in season 1, starting in July 2021. Women We Watch in Tourism is a platform where we provide a space for women to leverage collective wisdom, experiences, and inspiration from women powerhouses in our industry to become innovative game changers. It is a must listen podcast for women leaders, professionals, and entrepreneurs to become more visible, break glass ceilings, and to grow their impact in their organizations, communities, and in the industry. We believe that their sharing and insights will be a catalyst for the women in our industry to unleash our potentials and to seize the crisis as a turning point. Following every episode, we will summarize the key learning points and share the unique, transferable leadership and business models that have been instrumental to the success of these women leaders interviewed in the podcast. So join our conversations by subscribing to Women We Watch in Tourism, which will be available on all podcast platforms. See you soon.
Hi, I am Nadia, and I am the host of today's podcast episode. I will be interviewing the hosts of Women We Watch in Tourism podcast series. Purpose of today's session is to introduce and get to know our lovely hosts, Dr. Nisha and Zinal. We are really excited about launching this new series, #WWW, with 6 episodes in season 1 starting 12th July 2021. So, without further ado, let's get to know Dr. Nisha. Hi, Dr. Nisha.
Hi, Nadia. So lovely to be here and really excited to share about our podcast series, Women We Watch in Tourism.
And thank you for having me. So, Nisha, would you care to share your background?
Okay, I would say that, I'm a spirited campaigner for women's empowerment and gender equity. So typically, I work with women professionals and entrepreneurs in our industry who face challenges accessing economic opportunities, resources, network, and intelligence. And I'm currently a management consultant, corporate trainer, and academic with more than 25 years of experience in the tourism, hospitality, and events industry. I'm also a co founder of World Women Tourism and Sheen Tourism, 2 network platforms that provide opportunities to women in tourism to connect, grow, and flourish.
Your experience really inspired me a lot. So, what made you initiate this podcast? Tell me more.
Right, a good question. After months of deliberation, right, we decided to do this podcast because, one of the things that Zina and I realized through the research is that the current pandemic has a disproportionate impact on women in terms of employment, income, productivity, and business. A McKinsey report even showed that the COVID has a regressive effect on gender equality. So now, if there is no intervention, there is a risk that the progress could go into the reverse, and this would not only set back the cause of gender equality, but also hold back the global economy because tourism is such an important economic engine, right? So, therefore, we feel that it is so important for us to bring together the collective wisdom and insights from women leaders across the world to help elevate the trajectory of professional women in our industry. So, Zinil and I felt that, for busy professionals like ourselves who are on the go, a podcast would be an excellent platform to learn, grow, and flourish.
That is so true. And everyone currently, right now, is all relying on technology, right? So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, I feel really amazed at the vision and the work that you do. So, please keep doing what you're doing, Dr. Nisha. So, moving on to our next host, Zinal. Hi, Zinal.
Hi, Nadia.
So, could you share with me your background?
Yes, so I am an ex-banker turned entrepreneur with 18 plus years of experience in consumer banking and tourism industry. I am currently founder of the Flapper Life. It's an experiential and sustainable travel curator across India and Asian countries. We are about women's only journeys, designed, guided, and led by all female team. We encourage, inspire, and empower women through travel. So the goal is to create a paradigm shift in the way women travel, initiate meaningful conversations around liberating women, and persuade women to be independent with their travel decisions. I'm also a co-founder of She in Tourism, the first mentorship platform for Asian women in tourism, which aims to mentor women-led businesses, upskill women for leadership roles, and create a voice for gender diversity in the tourism industry for Asian women. So, in all, my work is solely about empowering women in tourism and through tourism.
Zena, is this the same as what I've mentioned to Dr. Nisha? How I am so impressed with the work that you guys do, especially empowering women. So please, as well, you keep doing what you're doing, Zena. So I want to know yeah, no problem. I want to know what is your vision for this podcast?
So, when I was just joining tourism industry, I kind of had, got the information that tourism has almost twice as many women employers as other sectors, and I was really surprised. But, the situation is same across industries. Like many are still lagging behind in terms of economic opportunities, social mobility. Women are less paid, underrepresented at management levels, and there are challenges to entrepreneurship and business ownership and discriminatory laws and practices against women. So it is very critical to support women through sharing of success stories, show them business models, leadership insights, resources, and opportunities to facilitate innovation, capacity building, and create a successful platform for women supporting women. So, me and Nisha envision this podcast to be a must listen platform and a go to resource for business leaders and entrepreneurs. We hope this will not just be any other podcast, but one that would change their life and business perspectives.
Yes, that's right. I believe currently the women inspiring other women is one of the movement that people are moving towards too, right? So Dr.
Absolutely.
Nisha, yes, that's right. So Dr. Nisha, what would be the main feature or and focus of your conversations in this podcast?
Right. So we looked at so many different types of podcasts that are available in the world at the moment, and we felt that we want to be different. So the main contribution of the podcast is to create like a playbook of theoretical business models, successes, failures, and key learnings from the journeys of these women leaders that we feature, to inspire and educate the tribe of women leaders listening in. So I would say it's like a high level MBA kind of an intellectual discussion on entrepreneurship, business innovation, professional growth, but one that also marries a light-hearted and candid conversations of behind the scenes lives of these women.
Interesting. And for you, Zina, who will be featuring in your podcast episodes?
So, we will be hosting women leaders from various spheres in the industry and inspire the women tribe listening in to lead purposeful lives for the holistic excellence. We will be having deep conversations with women who have changed the face of the business in the industry, trailblazers who have stirred innovative and creative ideas, disruptors who have challenged and championed the change. So that's going to be on to this podcast.
I think a lot of people will be anticipating what's going to brew in this podcast, right? Nisha, what will be the biggest takeaway from your
Mhm.
conversations?
Well, I would say that, we really want to leave a lasting contribution, like a legacy. So, following every episode, we like to summarize the key learning points and share the unique, transferable leadership and business models that have been instrumental to the success of these women leaders who we interview in the podcast. So, we will put all the learning points together, develop a model, and share with the women tribe so that they could implement that in their own businesses as well as their professional lives.
Yep, I believe that's very helpful for their businesses and For them tuning in into this podcast would definitely benefit their success in the future. And how about you,
Certainly.
Tina? What do you envision for the women community that will be listening to the podcast?
It's simple, Nadia, to become more visible, break the glass ceilings, and to grow their impact in their organizations, communities, and in the industry. We just want to empower women and want them to enhance to the next level.
Definitely. I mean, adding on to what Zenal is saying, when we impact women, we impact communities. That's what the ripple effect is going to be like. And we really hope to see that happening through our podcasts. So I think we have come to the end of our trailer episode. Thank you to the lovely host, Nadia.
Thank you.
And it's been so nice having you host the two of us for today's episode.
My pleasure. And thank you for everyone listening in. Can't wait for our podcast to go live 12th July, guys. 12th July.
Absolutely. 12th July, we are going to be launching the first episode, which is going to be a bi-monthly podcast series. And for those who are really, really interested in following our podcast, you can subscribe to us through any of the leading podcast platforms by typing in Women We Watch in Tourism. So till then, just keep waiting for our podcast, and we'll be there connecting with you real soon with some really, really power engines of our industry. So, Zinal, your last words, please.
Thank you so much to everyone who's listening in today. Thank you, Nadia, for hosting us today. And
Thank
we
you.
can't wait to launch the first episode and connecting with all of you. We are super excited to bring in powerhouse, inspiring stories of women in the industry and bringing these stories to you. So, see you on 12th of July. That's our first episode launching date.
Catch you
See
there.
you. Bye bye.
Bye.